Alright, spoiler review. Let's get it. Spoilers for the Wolfman movie. If you don't want to hear any, swipe away now. 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Alright, so the whole basis of this movie, it tells you within the first couple of minutes is that there is some kind of disease in the Oregon forest. Or was it Oklahoma? It was one of them. But the indigenous people that live there, they call it the face of the wolf. Alright, now keep this in mind. They're going the disease route. Okay, so main character is raised by his father. They live in the woods. They encounter a werewolf while they're out hunting. The werewolf almost gets them. They hide out in a little deer blind. And eventually the wolf goes off and goes after another deer. Dad starts becoming obsessed with it, wants to get rid of it, blah, 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 blah. Afterwards, his son leaves. It's been 30 years. He finds out that his dad is dead. So he takes his family to go and pack up his dad's old house. Runs into a werewolf. Shit happens. Him and his family get stuck in his dad's old house. He gets attacked by the werewolf. He gets infected by the disease, and all this stuff starts happening. The infection starts taking over his body, which was really, really cool, by the way. I like how it went about it, taking control of his body. But after a while, you find out that the werewolf that's been hunting him this whole time is actually his dad, and his dad got attacked by the first werewolf from the movie in like the first couple minutes, and all of this other stuff, and then blah, blah, blah. Now he's turning into the werewolf, but at the same time, he's able to keep his composure so that he doesn't harm his family. He's trying to be around his family, but they're scared because they think that he's losing control, and he's not. After a while, they get back to that same deer blind that he was in with his dad, where the werewolf was right outside the door, and he comes into the deer blind, fully transformed, by the way. He comes in, and he's like just standing in front of his wife as she holds a rifle, and his daughter's like, I think he wants us to end his suffering. And he's just standing there waiting. And then eventually he kind of like scares her and she shoots him. And then it cuts to a scene of his wife and his daughter walking in the same field that he did with his dad. Now, I understand the basis of this movie. The whole basis of this movie is that certain things that you do will always affect the people around you. Be mindful of those around you because your actions impact the people around you. Perfectly good basis for a movie. However, the werewolf design choice that they went with this movie was terrible. So terrible. What werewolf you know loses hair when they transform? And what happened to the first werewolf within the first 10 minutes? What happened to that werewolf? Because that one looked big, it looked hairy, and all that other stuff. Where's that one at? Like, for real. I liked this movie. I did. I liked it. I just didn't like the werewolf design. The transformation was cool, but the build-up, this movie really, really hits you with, it's building up to something big, and it just lets it fall down and crash, bro. They did not live up to their build-up. And people will be like, oh, Rolo, maybe you're being a little too critical on the movie. It's a new take on werewolves. It's not a curse. It's a disease. Nah, bro. They've done werewolf movies where it's a disease instead of a curse. This movie, did amazing. Perfectly amazing for a werewolf disease. Same with Howl. It's a disease. It's not a curse. It just worked so much better. You know, honestly, if they didn't use the Wolfman IP for this movie would have been perfectly fine. But because they used the Wolfman IP, they had such big shoes to fill. Because the Wolfman movie from the 2010s with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins, that set the standard for Wolfman movies, man. That was amazing. So yeah, man. Rolo's take on Wolfman gets a 6 out of 10. That's the best I can give it. 6 out of 10. Sorry. Story was fine. The effects were fine. I loved the characters. They were cool. But when it comes to a werewolf movie, bro, the transformation sequence and the overall design, they're kind of a big part to it, bro. And those two things, the design messed up like the whole category for it, bro. The design for the werewolf messed up the transformation because the transformation was fine. It's just the final product did not live up to the standards, bro. And that's what killed it.